without you. No one else can do me like you.
It's You, Me Radio, touching your airwaves like something you've never heard before.
You, me When I think about all the things you've done for me, I can't help but be grateful for how you set me free. Grateful, grateful, grateful. Grateful, Lord, for loving me. Grateful, grateful, grateful. You pay the price and set me free. In retrospect, I realize I can't live without you. No one else can do me like you. You're my being. You are my everything. Grateful, grateful, Lord, for loving me. Grateful, grateful, grateful. You pay the price and set me free. I raise my hands in the air to show you my affection for the love that you give. I give you my devotion, and sometimes though I feel like I don't deserve it, but you help me with your love and wouldn't let me go. I'm so glad you're the joy through my rain, the healer for my pain. You're my song, my laughter, protector. You're my guide, the best friend I never had. Oh, grateful, loving me. Grateful, grateful, grateful. You pay the price and set me free. I'm so grateful, 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 Lord, for loving me. You love me like no one else could. You've done for me. You pay the price and set me free. For your unending love, for peace of mind, for your joy that's my strength, Jesus. Lord, I'm grateful. You healed me, Lord, when the doctor said I couldn't get away. No money in my pocket, but God, you provided. No food on my table, but you proved more than nobody can do me like you do, Jesus. You've done for me. You pay the price and set me free. For your love and for your peace and for your joy, for your freedom, for your healing, for your favor. So why you love me so?
Morning. I can't hear you, girl. I can't hear you.
Hey, good morning.
Hey,
good
guys.
morning.
Morning, guys. How are you, Marsha?
I am good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm so excited for today's show.
Yes, it's the
It's
weekend.
good. It is the weekend. Thank you, God. Good morning, and thank you guys for joining us for Weekends with Marsha J and Jesse on UME Radio. We're looking forward to a great show. We want to say a big thank you to all of our partners, supporters, listeners, and viewers from all around the world. A lot's happening around the world, and we hope that wherever you are, that you feel safe. And if you do not feel safe, we hope that you are supported. If you need advice or answers to a question to help you grow, leave it in the comment section down below or email us at info@umeradio.com. It is our hope that this family program will become a resource for you to be inspired, motivated, and educated. Again, yes, welcome to the show. I'm Jesse, and I'm here with my amazing host,
Marsha J.
Yes, and it is June 26, 2021. It is now 8 in the morning. And again, we want to say thank you so much for all of our supporters and partners from all around the world. And if you guys are still joining us, you know that we're in 116 countries. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Marsha has some pretty cool news later on.
Big deal.
Yes, it is a big deal. So thank you supporting us. We have an awesome, amazing community, and we're not just on YouTube right now, Marsha.
Correct. But let's pause for DJ Kelly. Take it away.
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate,
and educate.
Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up, and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell.
And we're back.
Yes.
Thank you so much for staying with us. If you're just joining us, welcome to Weekends with Marsha J and Jesse. And so we just want to tell you exactly where you can listen to our podcast here on the following apps: Apple App Store, Google Play Store, iTunes Podcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Google Podcast, Podbean, TuneU, Live 365, Spotify, Stitcher, Player FM, and Listen Notes, right? And of course, for deals and discounts, you can go to umeradio.com/deals because, Jesse, we love to add value to those who are in our community. When you go over to the radio station, don't just go over there for the deals, but as a matter of fact, we just did a few weeks ago a program on shacking up on LTR. You need to check that show out. Don't shack up.
It was good.
Don't marry us. Subscribe. Okay.
Yeah.
Turn on your notifications. Make sure that you know when we are on live. And so with that being said, here's what's coming up in today's podcast. Right after this, we'll be having our morning devotion, courtesy of Our Daily Bread. Right after that, we have the front page of the New York Times, the CARICOM News, and the Africa News. Right after that, we'll be having our news highlight, then our clip of the day, our favorite inspiration guest, Coach Raquel, our talent recap segment, and our weekly battle, DJ Top 5, Because of You We Can, our philanthropy segment, and our quiz competition. And thereafter, we have our segment, Wealth Mindset, then Voice of Truth, and we close the morning with travel boss. We hope you're excited because we're excited to be here with you. So let's get into today's devotion, courtesy of our daily bread. Starting off your mornings with God is always something that I enjoy because it sets the pace for the day. So today we're going to take a little time to talk about He hears us. And of course, this devotion is compliments of our daily bread. Right. So our text for today is Jeremiah 29 and verses 12. It says, "Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you." So, United States President Franklin D. Roosevelt often endured long receiving lines at the White House. As the story is told, he complained that no one paid attention to what was said. So, he decided to experiment at a reception. To everyone who passed down the line and shook his hand, he said, "I murdered my grandmother this morning." The guests responded with phrases like, "Marvelous, keep up the good work, God bless you, sir." It wasn't until the end of the line, greeting the ambassador from Bolivia, that his words actually were heard. Nonplussed, the ambassador whispered, "I'm sure she had it coming." Do you ever wonder if people are really listening to you? Or worse, do you fear that God isn't listening? We can tell if people are listening based on their responses or their eye contact. Interesting. But how do we know if God is listening? Should we rely on our feelings or see if God answers our prayers? After 70 years of exile in Babylon, God promised to bring his people back to Jerusalem and to secure their future. Jeremiah 29, 10 to 11. When they called upon him, he heard them. They knew that God heard their prayers because he promised to listen. And the same is true for us according to 1 John 5 and verse 14. And 1 John 5 and verse 14 says, "This is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us." You see, we don't need to rely on feelings or wait for a sign to know that God listens to us. He promised to listen, and he always keeps his promises based on 2 Corinthians 1 and verse 20. And that scripture says, "For no matter how many promises God has made, they are yes in Christ. And so through him, the amen is spoken by us to the glory of God." Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for hearing our prayers. And though I may sometimes doubt it, help me to trust in your promises that you listen to me. Father, you are absolutely amazing. We love you. We adore you. We know that you care for us. Your word says that your plans for us are even better than the plans that we have for ourselves. We thank you, oh God, that we don't just have a monologue with you, but an actual conversation. And we thank you for that opportunity to take everything to you in prayer, to lay it all at your feet. As we are up and about this morning, God, I ask you to continue to bless us. Hover over us by your spirit. Continue to inspire us, motivate us, and help us to walk the path that you have made for us. Father, even now I pray for each and every one that is watching or listening to this podcast. I pray that you will bless them, you will keep them, you will heal it where it hurts, you will deliver where necessary, and you will make provision where you need it. Father, I pray for the crew this morning and our guests. I pray that you will continue to be with us, stand by us, lead and direct us. Let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in your sight this morning. We pray for your peace, oh God. We pray for your consistent presence in our lives. And we ask you most of all to bless this podcast as we give you thanks in Jesus' name. Amen. and amen. Powerful, powerful sentiment. God hears us. Wow. Yeah.
He certainly does. And it could be, God knows when we his children know when he's speaking to us, and it could be like a little whisper. It could be, I don't know, an animal or just, something that passes you by. And it's just really refreshing to know that he is here. He is
Yes.
here. My favorite is a sparrow. Whenever I see a sparrow,
Yeah.
I just know that he has me. Yeah.
Oh, I love that thought. I love that thought. Jumping over to the comments before we move on, Jesse. Good morning, Keith. We see you. Good morning, my favorite duo. Good morning to you.
Morning.
All right. Finding Happy says, that's right. God is always listening and talking to us, but are we listening to him? That's important. And Nicola Rose Williams, hi, Nicola from Jamaica. She says, thank you, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Yes. All right, so now we go into our newscast for this morning.
All right, guys, so here's the news. We're going to start with the New York Times front page here. And as you can see, if you guys have not heard, there's a condo mirrored Miami, and loss is felt around the world. Retirees, families, and tourists are missing. After a thunderclap jolted Bruno Treptow awake on Thursday morning, he rushed to open the front door of his 8th floor condo, but where there had been a hallway with doors opening in his neighbors' apartments, there was now a void. The beautiful family with 2 young daughters in 802, the young married couple in 804, the single father in 801 was who coached his son's baseball team. In an instant, their apartments were gone. And right here, right on the front page, you have rescue workers who are continuing to search through the rubble for survivors on Friday in Surfside, Florida, as family and friends fought to hold out hope. And you can see the destruction that was done. We have Chauvin given 22.5-year term in Floyd killing. Judge cites ex-officer's particular cruelty. The killing of George Floyd led to widespread outrage and reckoning over racial injustice, touching on virtually every aspect of American life. And on Friday, a substantial prison sentence, 22.5 years for the former police officer Derek Chauvin, who ignored Mr. Floyd's desperate cries for help and pressed his knee into Mr. Floyd's neck for what seemed an eternity. The sentence was less than the 30 years prosecutors had sought, but far more than the penalty that lawyers for Mr. Chauvin, 45, had requested, probation and the time he has already spent behind bars. This sentence means the earliest Mr. Chauvin could be eligible for release on parole, experts said, would be in 2035 or 2036, when he is close to 60 years old. Georgia is sued by its Justice Department over voting law, challenged the GOP. U.S. seeks to show intent to violate the rights of Black voters. Trump business is told charges may be coming. We have a fossilized skull found in northern China in 1933. Is estimated to be at least 140,000 years old. Skull may point to a new kind of ancient human. Dragon Man could be distinct species, researchers say. And last but not least, we have China's propaganda goes viral with videos of happy Uyghurs. I hope I'm saying that right. And recently, the owner of a small store in Western China came across some remarks by Mike Pompeo, the former U.S. Secretary of State. What he heard made him angry. A worker in a textile company had the same reaction, so did a retiree in her 80s and a taxi driver. So these guys are some of the news that's going on the front page in New York.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Jesse. And now we turn our attention to the CARICOM news. And so these are the stories making the front page of the CARICOM news. And we want to thank today.caricom.org for the news this morning. So the topics include Grenada's Prime Minister spearheads CARICOM's engagement with telecom providers on the removal of roaming charges. CARICOM SG gets courtesy call from senior U.S. military official. Cybersecurity to feature at upcoming Maritime Link Up webinar. New ambassador of Belgium to CARICOM accredited. Haiti, other CARICOM member states on allocation plan for the second tranche of vaccines from the US. And so these are some of the stories making the front page of the CARICOM news this morning. Current wave of COVID-19 virus in St. Kitts and Nevis appears more transmissible, and USAID and CARICOM Development Fund signed an MOU to strengthen cooperation. Yeah. And now we turn our attention to our news from Africa, and we want to thank africanews.com for these stories. Mali protesters call for French troops to leave, some call for greater Russia cooperation. Newville leads the Safari Rally, Kenya, as Evans and Sordo crash out. Thousands march to demand faster vaccine rollouts in South Africa. Clashes at Dakar against anti-terrorism law. Uganda arrests street vendors for defying virus rules. UN pleads for cash as 1 million people go hungry in Madagascar. Former Egyptian MP arrested for trafficking 201 ancient artifacts. Nairobi's Matatus pimped up rides like no other. Benin's world's record-holding graffiti mural celebrates its anniversary. Why the West-Russia clash over Russian mercenaries exists. And we also have building technology that caters to African. Tanzania, expert committee recommends COVID-19 figures republication. Gabon, Bongo urges unity in his first speech in parliament in 5 years. And also on the front page, there are pictures of the day. And of course, in business, we have, can new technologies power insurance penetration? Togo inaugurates largest solar plant in West Africa. 52nd annual meeting of the AFB vaccines economic recovery dominate AFD annual meetings. Tunisia becomes trailblazer in the Mediterranean seaweed industry. And these are just some of the news making the front page of the Africa News. Again, we want to thank our source, africanews.com, for the news this morning. Yeah. Whew. A lot going on in the world, Jesse. A lot.
It's a lot.
Yes. And so for our news highlight today, of course, since last week, we've been super excited to let you know that we will soon be coming to a television near you. Yes. So we'll be joining the Caribbean Media Corporation production family. And so let's tell you more about CMC, right? So the Caribbean Media Corporation is the Caribbean region's leading multimedia organization dedicated to excellence in communication service. Their services comprise of the broadcast on terrestrial television and radio, cable distribution, satellite uplink distribution, print, and news media distribution across the Caribbean, North America, and around the world. So, Jesse, we will be in approximately 18 countries. Can you believe that?
Ooh,
Absolutely phenomenal.
No,
Yes.
that is 100% God. I'm telling you guys.
Yes, so we want you to look out for us on a television station near you. All right. Wow. And we have the website up now. You can always visit them to know more about who they are and what it is that they do. And so we're going to continue in our news highlights this morning. This week was election week. Type in the comments and let us know if you have voted. We don't want to know who you voted for.
Yeah.
If you are in the US and you have voted, just type yes. So we know that you exercised your right. Very, very, very important. And since April, we have been championing Lady Lauren Carter, who was running for Democrat in the Mount Vernon area. And so she has a thank you note that she has sent out to all those who have voted for her, right? So according to westchestergov.com, there's an unofficial tally of election results. And we want to say to Lauren, thank you. Congratulations, first of all, for making it.
Yep.
Let's say that first. Congratulations for making it so far. And we know the race isn't done because all the votes counted are unofficial and they're still counting as we speak. But we are definitely looking forward to what the final results are going to be. And it's right there on your screen. But Lauren, we are rooting for you, definitely. And right after this, she sends out a thank you note that we are going to dive into. I just love this woman. She's just on top of it. Yes,
yep.
She is.
Yes, and she's so inspirational.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And just to read her thank you note to everyone, this includes you, as she's been on from week to week. It says, I want to thank everyone who supported my campaign, whether you knocked on doors, made phone calls, donated, or encouraged me. You are appreciated. Congratulations to my running mate, Reverend Darren Morton, on winning the primary in the race for comptroller. I also want to congratulate legislator Tyree Woodson Samuels for winning his primary as well. The city council race is too close to call. There are absentee ballots and affidavits that must be counted. Let us wait patiently until every vote is counted. Truly, this is what a democracy is all about. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much for keeping us posted and letting us know what's happening. Of course, to support Lauren for City Council, you can visit her website, Lauren for City Council. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. .com.
/donate. The race is not over. Go, Lauren, go. Go, Lauren, go. And that's it for our news this morning. Jesse?
I'll take it over, guys. So, guys, if you guys don't know, we're going to head into our inspirational guest, which awesome Coach Raquel. But if you guys have never, tuned in, you don't know about her, let me tell you a little bit about her first. So she's a proven strategist. Raquel is a beneficiary of the Cornell Bank of America Women's Entrepreneurship at Cornell University, where she completed certification in entrepreneurship. She is also a certified career coach. As a child, Coach Raquel endured the countless challenges of poverty firsthand, which ultimately shaped her into the compassionate, courageous individual she is today. And in overcoming such hardships, she has become adept at helping others avoid these and other pitfalls of her career and life to step into their best versions possible. Above all, with over 15 years of experience, she is a true advocate of positive change in the 21st century, helping individuals and companies achieve their goals. And we want to say thank you and welcome Coach Raquel coming onto our show. This is in our 21 Behavior Change series that she's doing. And today's topic we're going to talk about is how to deal with narcissistic behavior. Welcome, Coach Raquel. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I am fantastic. Thank you. And you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good this morning. I am good.
Wow. Great job, guys. Ladies, great job.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Awesome.
All right. So we're going to talk about narcissistic behavior. And I think this whole premise started, if you guys don't know what Britney Spears conservatorship. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I know we have a couple clips to talk about that, because it's just mind-boggling to me, completely mind-boggling.
Yes. Well, I've seen the videos that have been published on her, and there's so much at play. I believe it's such a complex issue.
Right.
On the one hand, you would want to know that if someone is unable to take care of themselves, to care for self, right? If self-care is not possible, then you want to know that there is a support system built around someone whereby they can access support, right? And help care is what I want to call it. Help care. When self-care is absent, you'd like to get help care. Right? I'm hearing myself. Yes. But when I listen to well, for me personally, I remember when she used the umbrella to hit the car and things like that, and she cut her hair off. At that time when persons were calling her crazy, I did not see crazy. I saw frustrated. I saw someone crying out for help. I saw someone saying, help me. Like, I am frustrated. Like, stop. And I feel as though instead of looking at what she found or thought to be of a danger to her, we turned on her, the person seeking help. And I think that's very dangerous territories, because she's a quote unquote hot topic. We can make her in her own story the villain, while the real predators get away with it. As I heard her speak, I think they say she's now 39 years old or thereabout, and I'm listening to this woman fight for the right to be like everyone else. I think everyone has the right to wreck their own lives. I'm not saying everyone should wreck their lives. I'm saying no one should be so restricted, right, to the degree that they cannot control whether or not they have an IUD inside their bodies. That is just mind-blowing to me. And it's like we're in a world where we don't know what the rules are, and the goalposts just keep getting shifted. Because how is this happening to this woman? And I don't feel like I've heard the kind of outrage I would have expected for a human being who's just not, who could potentially be undergoing severe mistreatment, right? I mean, dysfunction is in families, right?
Yeah.
Dysfunction is at the workplace, right? So what makes her case so unique that it is so difficult to believe that those set to control her may not be misusing their power? Why is that so difficult to believe? It's just my feeling about it, right? But you can go ahead and share the clip. Just let us know when you're ready. But that's my thought on that. It's a very sad day. And for those who think, because I know in my opinion, in my experience, I think the world gives a pass on the abuse of people who seemingly has money or power. Not even so much power, but money. If you seem to be living in abundance, I feel like there is a silent, unwritten, unspoken gateway for you to be trampled upon, mocked, trashed, debased. I feel like there's this little room where we say, yeah man, you can go at it, have at it. Yeah, very sad.
Yeah, we could play some of those clips. I mean, we could talk about the clips afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
We're now hearing that Mr. Spears' lawyer, Jamie Spears' lawyer, read a statement in court saying that Jamie Spears is sorry to hear his daughter is in so much pain. Mr. Spears loves his daughter and misses her very much. How do you expect this all to play out now that we've heard this from Brittany directly?
I think what you're going to see is the court is going to be very careful. Obviously, the conservatorship is not meant to be a situation in which someone is imprisoned. It's meant to help them facilitate their return into being able to manage their own funds and their own lives. So the purpose is to help facilitate them getting better. If this is in fact something that as a judge looks into it is not helping her, then it will be reevaluated. And there's many portions of it that can be reevaluated. Portions of the conservatorship can be given back to her, and some of it may remain intact. A lot of that is going to depend on the experts that testify as to where they feel she is with her mental health issues.
And Chris, the court took a quick break after Brittany's testimony. They're coming back now. How's the rest of the day expected to play out with this hearing?
I'm sure there'll be continued conversations and things like that, but I think the things that people wanted to hear, they've really heard now. I mean, let's face it. The essence of pop music is that it validates the emotion and feelings of young people, emotions and feelings that get belittled and ignored by adults, especially parents. And Britney's music made people feel like they could live full emotional lives, that they weren't just daughters and sons. So for Britney herself in her 40th year to have to beseech the court not to belittle, not to ignore her own feelings and emotions, it's a heartbreaking moment.
And Shauna, she's detailing things like what she says being forced to work. I think at one point she even referred to herself as feeling like a slave. She says that she was forced to do work she didn't want to do, and that when she tried to push back on anything, including taking on just one move of choreography that she didn't think they should do, that she was reprimanded for that. Does this sound like the normal terms of a conservatorship?
Absolutely not. None of those things detail something that should be happening in a conservatorship. And I think what you might see is the judge looking really heavily with a fine-tooth comb as to how this has been proceeding and the impacts on her life. It's also going to be filtered through the lens of where she is with her mental status. You know, it's very different if someone is saying that from a healthy standpoint or if they're saying that from some other standpoint that isn't as healthy mentally. So all of that is going to factor into how we see the judge moving forward on this particular case.
Chris,
let's cut right now real quick because I want to talk about some stuff. So the gentleman, this is coming from ABC News, courtesy from ABC News, and the gentleman brought up a really good point that I love your opinion on it, and Marsha, yours as well, is in terms of belittling and the fact that everyone gravitated to her music and who she was as a person, and now, like this gentleman said, at 40, we're using the same tactics against her. And at what point do you, I don't know, stop and say that this is a person? She's near 40 years old. Like, yes, this has gone on for 13 years. Like, no one should be, like Brittany said, a slave. I feel like she's just in a prison.
Yes. It is very sad. I think for me, what's the saddest thing about this is I sense apathy, indifference. I don't know that the world looks on and feel, oh my gosh, wow. I'm not saying everyone, but think of when we hear a news report on, what do they call it? Trafficking. I don't even know that I am feeling the chills I'm supposed to feel when I listen to it, to be honest. Let me hold me accountable. I don't know if I'm feeling it because to a degree, I still am thinking it's Britney Spears. You know, she's wealthy. She can take care of herself, you know? So I have to like call myself up to a higher place and like, this is a human. And we're talking about, okay, so yes, like I said, if someone cannot self-help, then we need, if you cannot self-care, then you need help care, right? But isn't the help care supposed to be something that publicly, even an onlooker can look on and be able to say, oh, wow, she's being helped. Once questions are being raised, shouldn't there be investigation immediately? Shouldn't there be change immediately? Shouldn't there be something done immediately?
Right.
And if not, why not? Like, this is also, I would love to hear what the viewers think about the reports on Britney Spears, because even the way it's being reported, you know, And I think maybe people don't even know what to do. Like, how do we respond to this?
Respond to it.
Right? Because how can you possibly be in a situation where your hands are tied when it comes to your own life? Why are we at a place where we're saying, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to her? This is crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
This is absolute madness. What do we mean? Oh my, I'm feeling helpless. Even the news reporters, when I'm listening to them, they sound helpless.
So helpless. Right.
You know, like, oh my gosh, she's stuck in this thing. And
wow.
This is crazy. This is crazy. And this is all happening under the umbrella of we care about her. Madness.
Exactly. And just to kind of backtrack, for those who don't know, or international audience that may not know what a conservatorship is, it is sometimes referred to as guardianship, generally described in a situation in which the court appoints someone, often a spouse or parent or attorney, or some qualified adult to make decisions for another adult who is considered unable to do so as themselves, right? I'm saying to myself, how damaged do they think she is? Why they feel like they have to exercise? Britney Spears is known, for instance, as an incredible dancer, right? So if she shares her opinion about a particular choreography, and for you to call her down and say whatever it is you said, you know, it says a lot, you know. And exactly, May Masterclass says we are human rights advocates, and I was getting to that because now that it is out in the public officially and she has spoken, I mean, why did she have to speak? Why did we have to wait until it got to this point for us to say how she's really going through that much? You know, because normally persons bleed before they actually have an outburst, so to speak. You know, and they may be saying little things, dropping hints, and that is why for us as people, we have to pay attention to what each other say. Just like this morning, you know, the person said, "Oh, I'm going to kill my grandma." Some persons just said, "Oh, okay." We don't stop to listen.
I'm sorry. What was that? What was that news?
It was a reference I made from the devotion this morning about the power of listening.
Oh, got it.
Power of listening, right? So sometimes persons may say things and they may not say it a particular way, and so we just kind of skim over it. When really,
You know what, Marsha, I'd love to add to what you just said, the power of listening. And I did an entire episode on Finding Happy on this, the powers in listening. And I think I had 3. You get to respect the person, you get to truly process, and you get to really respond if you need to, or decide whether or not the response is warranted. But I was having a conversation with someone and he shared something. He had a quote and I can't remember it. I wish, you know, he could share it, but where we're saying, instead of listening, we are busy interpreting and forming perspectives and opinions while someone is speaking. And then we hold the speaker accountable for our own conclusions that we form. So we really are listening to ourselves, responding to ourselves. And when Jessie started this, she spoke about narcissism, right? It's where all you can focus on is yourself, your own feeling, your own everything, right? And we are so, I feel like we're in this society now where it's about me, click, it's about me, it's about me, yes? And even sometimes, yes, our victims sometimes too are narcissists, yes? But when someone is in trouble, no matter who they are, where they're from, what they do, how much money they have or are perceived to have, everyone deserves equity. Everyone deserves to be cared for. So we are so busy talking and assuming. I have an experience with a client I work with, and I'm still just baffled. I don't know how to deal with it, really. And I feel like I'll communicate something, and then they'll say something that is completely unrelated to what I said. I mean, a whole different subject. And Like I was even sharing with someone the other day, like, how do I even process this? Because nothing that I said was heard or acknowledged. And I have this issue that sometimes I'm challenged with, where I say something and the person, it's like whatever I say went into waters, and then they just say something completely different. Nothing in relation to what I just said, something about them. And I'm sitting there, and there's somebody that I usually work with that I used to say, why should I care about what you just said now when you just stepped over what I said? Because now they completely ignore what you said, and they have started their own conversation, but they're expecting you to engage. And I'm thinking, why do I need to engage with you? You just dismissed me. You just completely pretended as though my voice was not just sounded. Like there was no sound that came out of me.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very tricky thing. It's such a, where I don't know what's going on, but
It is.
thank God there is a God.
Yeah, we have a comment that came in, and with that, I want to just after that, I want to play a second clip for you guys because it kind of goes hand in hand. But we have a comment from Royal Events that says, "Hey fam, the conservatorship is intended not only to prevent Spears from making poor financial and business decisions, but also to protect her from potentially toxic people. So who is toxic now?" And this clip goes into some of the details that arised in her conservatorship, and we'll talk about that.
Wow.
That I am fine. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
But Spears says those posts online weren't her true feelings. "I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy. I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane." Jamie Spears' attorneys have said that the pop star could have asked for the conservatorship to be dropped for years, but she says she didn't know that was an option. In addition to ending the conservatorship, Spears told the court she wants to be able to choose her own attorney and have sessions with a therapist in the privacy of her own home, instead of at an office where paparazzi have photographed her. She could be heard pounding her fists as she told the judge all she hears from her team is no, 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 saying she feels ganged up on, bullied, left out and alone. "I am tired of feeling alone. I deserve to have the same rights as anyone." But her most loyal fans, including members of the Free Britney movement who gathered outside the court, want her to know she's not alone.
It's important.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting. You know what? I heard something in that clip a while ago. Her father is saying that she could have dropped the conservatorship years ago, and why didn't she? This lends us to also, well, we don't know why, but it also lends us to have a conversation about, do we understand whenever we're in particular agreements, what the agreement fully says that your powers are.
Right.
Important, yes.
That is important. Before you enter anything, make sure that you understand if there is a tap out clause or something to that effect, because it's really critical. You know, I really do feel for Britney as a human being that she had to go on social media to say, hey, this is what happened. And what was going on in her head for her to not say her truth then, and then coming back to confess it now. You know, was it that? And I think sometimes
she said she was embarrassed to speak about it. And she felt that she would not have been believed.
And you know, some of the details from what I remembered, because I listened to the whole 24-minute speech that she did at court, but some of the details was that in her conservatorship, her father is the one that you know, holds ownership, and people don't realize that she's the one with her money is paying them to do stuff that she does not want them to do.
Isn't that conflict of interest?
One of them is they wanted her to go to therapy at some place that she did not want to go to, and this place is $60,000 a month. To then put her on a medication, that lithium that she did not want to take, and
At least that's what she says.
worse side effects according to her. And according to her having an IUD, and her saying, I want to have children, I want to be married, even the simple thing of like, I want my boyfriend to pick me up and drive me around somewhere, and her saying that she can't do that. At what point and I don't know if this is part with mental health, but also the narcissistic behavior of the parent to do that to your child. Like,
well, that's if it is happening, because all of this is alleged,
right?
And but I think it boils down to this for me. If we are all here saying we're seeking to protect this woman, she just said she's not feeling protected. The court should just move. It's that simple for me. It's that simple for me. If we say all of this is in her best interest, then she has said she is not experiencing it that way. And I know we have this, I am realizing that in today's society, we have this thing where someone speaks their truth and we're busy analyzing as opposed to receiving what they are saying and trying to understand, right? We're in this world where everybody's analyzing, and you do something, analysis. You say something, analysis. It's like every time you say something, someone is trying to comment on or critique what you're saying. Constant analysis, right? How about we just hear her? How about we just digest, just settle in what she is saying? If we are saying that all of this is in her best interest, even when the father came and spoke out to me, it spoke volume. When his lawyer spoke volumes to me. I would have expected to have heard, I am so sorry that my daughter felt the need to come and publicly call us, appeal to us.
Out.
I'm sorry that this is the resort she felt she had to get to in order to get our attention. It shouldn't have been. If we are all giving oversight, then not only should we wait for her to speak to us, but we should have been paying attention to see if she was actually being helped. So I want to thank her for speaking to us. Let's see how we can best help her. Judge, I echo her concern and I'm willing to come to the table. My daughter, I heard you. And for whatever experience you're having, whether intended or not, I love you and I'm sorry. I didn't hear a parent speak. I heard litigation. I heard a lawyer talking about, oh, she could have come out if she wanted to. You all said that she wasn't well. That's why you're here. Who cares if she could have come out if she wanted to? She didn't know, or she didn't do it. This is how she's doing it. What's wrong with us when people call out for help? Is there some template that you have to go through to get help? Come on.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
With what you said, and how do you think a child, regardless of, when they're old enough to kind of understand their parent as, a parent, to deal with a parent who is a narcissist?
Well, I'll put it this way. Parents are humans too. Parents are humans too. And I have learned this. Because they were tasked with the responsibility of bringing us here, doesn't mean we belong to them. This is just my personal opinion, and religious folks may become offended, but I'm not seeking to offend anyone. You know, when I read the Bible for myself and try to get an understanding of it, yes, and I have a relationship with God, so you know, He corrects me when He needs to. I don't know that Mary's story was very different from anybody else's. No, hear me out before you're getting upset. Yes, I don't know that Mary's story was different from my own. You see, we make assumptions and conclusions and bring meanings to things. Then when condition the minds of those who come after us through whatever, whether it's education, socialization, whatever, we pass on our own understanding to them, and then we make it fact. Right? How childbirth is a miracle. Yes, they say the sperm meet the egg and something happens. Childbirth is a miracle. I don't see the difference with what Mary went through, and my mother went through. My mother left me when I was 1, which clearly indicates to me I was not her charge. It was just her job to bring me here. She was my conveyor belt. Does that mean I love her any less? No, I'm thankful because she had to go through the pain, the process. But that doesn't make me hers. And for a long time, at 16, I was so mad at her because I was begging this woman to love me, to care for me, She didn't have the capacity to, because God didn't give her the capacity to, because I don't belong to her. I belong to God who created me. She was just the carrier. You see, but how we interpret things and the meanings we put towards them and the things that we create as facts and pass it on. And then we wonder when God starts working, we start saying, oh my God, this is out of place. Oh my God, why is this changing? Oh, something is wrong. And we call it mental health and this and that and that. Because it's not going in accordance to how we believe it should. But who told us we were in control of this world? Do not be fooled. God is in control. Things are going the way He intends it, whether we understand it or not. So whether the parent is a narcissist, a poor parent, a bad parent, a quote unquote good parent or whatever, the parent is irrelevant. Nobody owns anyone. You may be in the charge of someone, but you don't own them, which means that you should be leading with compassion. You should be leading with kindness. And people think just because someone is somebody's parents, what? How many homeless kids do we have? How many parentless kids do we have? How many drugged out parents do we have, dragging their kids through drugs and all kinds of things? How many parents have murdered, killed, and abused their kids? What are we talking about here? Again, I go back to, if this is about her welfare, she has spoken. I don't understand why why there is any even conversation around it. If you're seeking to help someone and someone comes up and says, I don't feel like I'm being helped, that should be enough for everyone to address it. It doesn't, but you see, sometimes we're busy saying, what if she's not saying the truth, or what is it? But that's not what it's about. She has spoken. Validate her voice. Validate. For anyone to know what to do, we need to consult God anyway. That's just my opinion. But I just want to leave these 3 things, right? When dealing with people, whether they're narcissists or not, but especially if you're dealing with narcissists, this is what I would say. Yeah. First of all, you need to decide who you are, who you're attracting, why you're attracting them, what's your worth. And then you need to ultimately decide whether or not you deserve more than what anyone is giving you. I have to deal with a narcissist myself, someone who gaslights me oftentimes, to the degree that I have had to make a decision to myself that I cannot allow you anymore to do that to me. And they gaslight you and laugh because for them it's funny. You take me down a conversation that you didn't really want to hear what I have to say anyway, because I was just messing with you because you don't value me. Yes. And these are the same people who, when you then seek to protect yourself, they can't understand why you're being that way. See, gaslighting you even more. You have to decide you deserve better. You need to decide you deserve better. Listen to me. You need to decide you deserve more because God made you for more. You need to choose people who want to see you win, people who actively participate in your welfare. And when I say win, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about your well-being, your spirituality, your authenticity, people who facilitate you being authentic. You need to choose people who speak truth to you, not their truth, not their opinion, not your truth, but God's truth. And the only person can tell you about God's truth is somebody who's walking in truth themselves. So you need to know when you're dealing with persons who don't even know who they are. So you can decide not to take anything they say as truth. Yes, but you need to speak with persons who speak truth to you, objective truth, and give you the freedom, the will, the capacity, the ability to then decide what to do about it. Nobody needs to force anything on you, right? Because God doesn't do that. And as a matter of fact, I posted something on my Facebook the other day when I said, anytime you're in a situation or anytime you're experiencing in any place, any space with anyone, you feel that you're not free to be, that is an unsafe space. Leave. And I'm speaking as simple as you speak to someone, you start a conversation, you say something, they completely ignore what you said and start on with a new conversation about themselves. You need to exit. Don't wait. Exit. Choose people who speak God's truth to you. Yes. And finally, choose people who benefit when you win spiritually. When God is happy with you, when you are in purpose, in God's divine purpose. Those people who benefit when you're in God's purpose. Those people who support you when you're in God's purpose, divine purpose. Choose those people to be around. Because of the conditioning, we've been so conditioned and domesticated, and we've been so educated, in quote, so educated, so schooled, that we have no sense of spiritual awareness, no self-awareness. We don't know who we are. And we're busy out here just trailing off what other people say, who other people say we are. Even with the Bible, go read it for yourself, understanding it based on your own understanding. Serve the God of your understanding and be bold about it. Stand up for who you are. I'm proud of Brittany. She stood up for herself. And just imagine the trepidation, because we know the hot topics of these media companies and how they will tear her apart, rip her apart, as they have been doing for years. She's been in this for 13 years, people. 13 years. Just imagine what that must be like. And then they pay themselves. How is it that someone has estate control over you and your person control over you? That's crazy. I don't even just think of that. Even just to think of that is conflict of interest. I think two different. If you had to have someone take care of her estate and then take care of her person, I think it would be two different people. Mm-hmm. I think some document, something should be signed every time each of them interact. That indicates that it's in the best interest. Listen, I've worked on UN projects and stuff like that. Even those projects, you have to go through more hoops. Come on.
And with that being said, I want to close out with Coach with some comments that just came in. Good morning, Apostle Faith Walters. Thank you so much for coming and joining in. We have Royal Events that says, good point, Coach. Apostle says, so on point, Coach Raquel. Royal Events says, I feel for her. She's 40. That alone says so much. The report is just sad, but I'm hoping for better for her. # free Britney. We have Easton Merritt saying, wow. and Apostle that says, yes, we need teaching in how to untrain the brain and know God's truths. It took a lot for me to go through that process. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I just want to leave with this, right? For those of us who are in our little broken place thinking, that couldn't happen to me. It may be happening to you already. You see, when God said, love me and no other and serve no other God but me, and love your neighbor like you love yourself, we thought it was just out of his loving kindness. It's advice. It's hey guys, do this. I see God as a strategist.
Yeah.
You see, when God said, love me and serve no other God, that's a warning. Yeah, that's a warning that, get it together. I'm in charge. Yes. And when he said, love your neighbor like you love yourself, he is pretty much telling you the only way you're going to survive this is if you are able to inspire people to love you back. So that brings you security. We don't get it. We don't understand that love is a tool. Love is the way. Love is it. Yes? So when you sit in your little broken place and think this woman have money so I don't have to care, think about it again, because you spend money every day. You have money too. Exploitation is exploitation. And that's just how I feel. It's my personal opinion. And I've felt this way for Brittany since the day I heard them talking about her when she went and shaved her head. I've shaved my head twice, okay? It is so liberating, yes? And I don't see that as a sign of madness. I see that as a sign of, you know what, I'm going to take back control. I need freedom. Shed all this off me. Let me go find myself again. This is life we're living. Life ain't easy. I don't know about you, but I'm waiting for my time to go. This world is not my home. And I'm not suicidal. I'm not depressed. I am a happy God. I am so favored and so blessed. And it's because I'm favored and so blessed that I understand that this is not my home. And I'm not going to make it my home. So I just want to say that. Thank you for having me on your show. You ladies are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you for coming, Coach Raquel, week after week after week. Yes, Jesse, go ahead.
I love it. I love it when she comes. And a lot of stuff that she said is truth. And some people that are in a narcissistic, whether it's like whatever type of relationship, regardless of it, you're so in it, and that person has wrapped themselves around you mentally, emotionally, that it is a type of abusive relationship, and it's you can't get out, even though you know. And you have to eventually look at yourself and be like, God's got me. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I can't worry about XYZ problems, but I have to worry about myself. Myself comes first. And right now I got to go.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Coach Raquel. And now we go into our spotlight. So in today's spotlight, we have Trisha Williams, and she's an entrepreneur and the CEO of emancipatedminds.com, also the co-host of our brand new kids show. Hello, Lady Trisha. Good morning.
Hi, Lady Marsha and Lady Jesse. My pleasure being here.
How are you?
I am doing phenomenal this morning. I'm alive and well. The sun is shining and it's a great day.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for being here this morning. We've been waiting on you for a very long time, so it's really good to have you with us this morning.
My pleasure being here.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to have a quick conversation about a few things. First of all, let's talk about your brand, Emancipated Minds. What is that about?
I just love to hear you say emancipated because, coming out of the definition of that word, of course, that it means freedom, it means liberation, it means breaking outside of your box, and it means finding yourself, finding who you are. Now, emancipatedminds.com, of course, is geared towards kids, it's geared towards children, of course, from the age of, I'll say, from they were born until up to about age 14. Yes, we are definitely here to cater to the needs of kids. We talk about kids branding, we talk about helping kids to fulfill their potential, helping them to find their God-given gift and to not only find it, but to maximize it and to help them to use that gift to add value to the world they are living in and to really live in their purpose, sit in it, find it, and that helping them in that purpose to find themselves, to be able to define who they are and what they were created for. Yeah, so coming right around the word emancipated mind. um, so of course, persons can book, for musical performances, because a lot of persons might know that I am the Jamaica Gospel Song Competition winner, and of course, I am available for musical performances, for stage performances, yes, and for children's ministry. Right? You talk
So
about you having your kiddies event. Yes, you can come at
awesome.
emancipatedminds.com to, of course, book, myself and the team, of course, to host their event. We talk about, just an event that you're having, that you're looking for a speaker. An emancipated mind, emancipated minds, when you come on emancipatedminds.com, you're going to just see a variety of services that are geared towards helping and resourcing your kids to help them to become, just as great as they really are. Right. And also, I can't talk about that and not talk about the kids podcast with Auntie Jody. Guys, you're missing out if you have not yet joined, if you have not yet logged on to our kids podcast. You need to come on umeradio.com and you need to just join our kids podcast, because we're just having amazing, amazing times. 11 a.m. every Saturday morning. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And lastly, we know that WAMO, Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries, celebrates their 15 years today. And Emancipated Minds is a part of that awesome virtual anniversary block party. So tell us, what can we expect today?
Oh my God, I just want to say congratulations, and just it's gonna be a surprise, guys. So I'd say just log on. I think a special young lady will be there, you know. I'm not even gonna tell them her name because they
From
just
your
need to
team.
log on.
Okay.
Yes, 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 yes. Should
Awesome.
I tell them her name?
Yes, you can tell them her name if you desire to.
Punchinella will be rolling out in full color. And we talk about Punchinella. Her character, she's all about empowering kids. And of course, you're going to hear a lot more about emancipatedminds.com.
Awesome, awesome. So, just to reiterate, I'm not sure if you have anything to add, Jesse.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see on the virtual event today.
Yes, and so we encourage you to find out more about Lady Trisha Williams on emancipatedminds.com. Catch her team in action today at WAMO's 15th virtual anniversary block party. To register for that event, you can go to moe.org/anniversary. Yes. Apostle Dr. Faith Walters from WAMO says, love it. An entire children's segment during the anniversary service. Get all the kids to come out. Auntie Trisha will be on at 11 with Auntie Jody, and then thereafter, she's going to be on at the anniversary service. Listen, UME Radio's collaborations are just blowing us all out of the water. Super exciting. Get the kids to come on board. Let them sign up if your kid is talented, gifted, and wants to showcase that and needs help in developing their brand. Connect with Auntie Trisha. Auntie Trisha, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And that's about it for Spotlight this morning. Take care.
My pleasure. Bye.
All right. And now we go into our talent recap. Apostle says, looking forward to hearing and seeing the team.
Awesome. All right, guys. So for all right, guys, Marsha, I'm excited for talent. I mean, I know we have our little competition that we're going to talk. We got to go into that, our DJ competition. But we have a really quick story for you guys that we're going to talk about Willow's interview with Paris Jackson. And we have a clip to share, about a minute clip for you guys about that. But their interview on the Red Table Talk was quite interesting. Quite interesting, to put it. And it kind of mimics a little bit of what we were talking about with Britney, not in terms just the celebrity aspect of it. We have a minute here to pull up that clip. But yeah, there's her and there's Willow. I love their outfits, by the way. If you guys are listening, let me tell you, it's very like, I don't want to say boho chic kind of look. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
And I love the change from the table to the red couch. Definitely.
Yeah, it's more inviting. I think it's more like, welcoming.
So we're looking forward to this conversation. And in the meantime, tell us a little bit more about the conversation.
About that, yeah. So a little bit of what we're going to touch on, this specifically, this clip of it really talks about Paris's PTSD, really, that she was going through, and that she currently has, and growing up as a child, a celebrity of a child of a celebrity. There you go, Jesse. And how the world kind of views her, and she even has a little example of how she kind of flinches every time a camera goes off because of the paparazzi, and that just mimics what Britney and just every other child celebrity, when they're going through. If you don't know, Britney Spears has been working since she was 17, and I can name list after list of celebrities now older that have been working since they were a kid. Raven-Symoné since she was 3 years old, and it just makes you think about the environment that that these kids are going through.
Exactly.
Like, is it truly safe for, you do want to, talk about kids and bring the talent out of them, but to go into that business and, make them view it and live it and see it, is that safe? And then at the same time, when you have two celebrities get together, they get married, okay, a baby comes out of it, those kids have no choice, have no say in who their parents are. They did not choose to become, Kim Kardashian's kids or Beyonce's kids, and we put that on them. And now with social media on top of it, a lot of celebrities I've noticed, people, I think the audience kind of views it as like, oh, you have money and you do this as your job. Like, you're an actor as your job, so you should let me into your life. And that's like, no, like, I'm just an actor. That's what I do, but you do not have to know my personal life. So before we run the clip, I'm going to say a credit to ET Canada for it. Ready when you are, DJ Kelly.
Yeah, I found this really tough to watch. Like, I mean, it reminded me a lot of what we watching the Framing Britney Spears documentary, Roz. Like, just watching Paris try to explain what she's gone through and how much it affects her through her life.
It's they've not had a good life. Their whole lives remind me of, and this may be too way out there for a lot of people, but the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village, where they sort of all grew up in this thing, and then eventually they climb the wall and they realize that they're not in this isolated world and that there is a regular world out there, and just how sort of weird and traumatizing that is. And Michael Jackson was a lot of things, and I think that for a lot of people, the love that they have for Michael is unwavering. But I don't know whether because maybe he didn't have a choice, but the world that those children grew up in, with a dad that was dealing with a lot of the things that Michael Jackson was dealing with, and then to one day just boom, he's gone, and you're left alone in that world, where you've lost your sort of source for family and protection. These Jackson kids have gone through something that no other children have ever gone through in their lives, of where one day the bubble was just burst and they were on their own. And then the only thing that was there for you was that screwed up family that he came from. That was your only.
I want to cut right here.
Was that family. And
so I do want to say the gentleman that said that in terms of the family, I personally don't agree with, the Jackson family. We know a lot of the history behind them. Different, yeah, but I just don't like using the word screwed up, because me personally, I feel like a lot of families, regardless.
No family is perfect, Jesse.
Let's just perfect. Exactly. No family's perfect. So I don't like that, that he said that, but he did make a good comment in terms of the fact of Michael did guard them. Michael guarded them for his own personal reasons, which I completely understand.
Yeah.
But then when you have that type of bubble, as that gentleman had put it, and it bursts, you could only imagine what those kids were going through.
Exactly. And the truth is, it's never easy being in the spotlight, especially as a child. And I've been watching these stories from as far back as even Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin, the Olsen twins, and the truth is, if you don't have a particular support system, after a while, it's like your life just kind of goes a certain way. And you have to be, especially for parents who would love their child to be in the spotlight or things like that, or even if you didn't ask for it, but God allowed it for you to become a public figure. What is definitely, I would say, important is to ensure that you have the right team. And I cannot emphasize that anymore. And even if these are family members that are on your team, they have to be persons that look out for your best interest. And if they don't look out for your best interest, then, you're going to burn out. Yeah. You're going to have post-traumatic stress disorder and other things that we've heard of celebrity children growing up and going through, right? So I don't think there's a class for it on being a celebrity or anything, but what are the conversations? What are the support systems that are being developed so that these kids can have this information early? How far is too far when you push a child to do, let's say, 4 or 5 shows in a 24-hour period without a minor break in between, having them on special diets, having them hit the gym because they have to have a certain look. It really is a lot to process. And if they don't feel it when they're young, when they're older, wow, they definitely gonna have to pull the brakes and stop. And then you hear all these stories coming out in interviews like Red Table Talk. So yeah, that's my thought.
We have MIM Masterclass that said, God bless the kids, God bless the rich, God bless the poor, God bless us. Yes. Yeah. And with that being said, Marsha, we're talking about celebrities and music, and Michael was involved, and everyone knows Michael. He's not on our list, I don't think, for today, but we do have our DJ competition. And I'm curious to know what's on your list.
Okay, all right. So, guys, welcome to DJ Top 5, where you select your favorite DJ for the month. And in order to choose your favorite DJ for the month, we're going to ask you to take your fingers, walk on over to umeradio.com/DJ-top 5. Why do we do this? Why do we go into competition every single Saturday pertaining to music? Because we spent the time to procure music personally for your listening pleasure. We are a radio station, and so naturally music is going to be a part of who we are and what we do. And guess what? You don't have to just listen to what we say. You can also get involved. Let us know the music that you want us to put on rotation as well, and we'll definitely check it out and give you a shout out for it. And you can go ahead, start naming the songs you want to hear, listen to on the station in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. Right? It's really, really easy to vote. Let's talk about the voting process. We just ended voting this week. Okay. So when you go on to the website, you are going to see vote for your favorite DJ playlist. And of course, there are several DJs, right, Jesse? We have DJ Jesse. We have Lady Misty. We have DJ KTE. We also have DJ Marsha J, and last but by no means least, who has been in the lead for a while, DJ Kelly. Listen, we have DJ Kelly come on the show, like as DJ Kelly, because she's been working up votes, right? So to vote your favorite DJ, she says, "No, Mama, listen, I'm working it. So there's a question that says on the site, which of UME Radio's DJ Top 5 picks are your favorite? Now, before you choose, on the same page, if you scroll down, you will see all the songs that have been selected for that particular week by all the DJs. And listen, these songs range from contemporary to traditional, right? Whether they are music videos or regular, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it, where you just see the lyrics, a lyric video, it's all there, right? And then once you have listened and gone through the list, you're going to scroll back to the top. When you scroll back to the top, you can simply click your favorite DJ, and it seems as if you can click more than one based on what I'm seeing. Then how would you rate your overall experience with us between 1 to 5? And we already know that we're a 5-star radio station, and you're going to do that for us every single week. And that completes your vote. Now, let's talk about my list for this week. You will not hear everybody's list on this show because each program has their own DJ, and so the DJs will share their list with you. So, Jesse, for this week, on the top of my list this morning is Great Are You, Lord by All Sons and Daughters. And this song has been ringing in my spirit all week. And I know person are saying, which version is that? Because there's so many versions. The one that says, it's your breath in our lungs, so pour out our praise. Awesome song. Right. So on number 2, I have Never Lost, with a combination of You Are God by Alton Eugene. So that's a medley. Then one of my all-time favorites whenever I'm going through something, Taryn Wells with God of the Hills and Valleys. Awesome. And then we have Miranda Curtis with a worship favorite, Nobody Like You, Lord. And finally, wrapping up, we have King of Glory by Gilmalo Worship Music. And that's my top 5 for this week, Jesse. What's on your list?
Awesome, guys. Awesome. That's a good list, Marsha. That is good, but mine, I think, is a little bit better. So, first up, I have Hold On Me by Travis Green featuring Kurt Franklin and John P. Key. Actually, this song actually came out Thursday, but I've been playing it ever since, so it had to be on my list. It's a brand new song. Go check it out. I absolutely love it. Second one is Uphold Me by Josh Copeland. Third one is I Got It by Pastor Mike Jr., which I love Pastor Mike. I follow him on Instagram. Second one is Fix It by the group Fire. And last but not least, I have, he's just in my favorite list of all time, Favor by Kurt Franklin off his most recent album in 2019. So yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yes, definitely. So we invite you to go out and vote. The new week starts right now. So umiradio.com/DJ-top5, guys. Vote, vote, vote. And that's it for our DJ Top 5 for this week. And now we go into Because of You, We Can. One of my all-time favorite segments of the show, philanthropy, a philanthropy segment. Who do we have inside this segment today, Jesse?
So today we have Panos Caribbean, and what they are an organization that amplifies the voices of the poor and the marginalized through the media and ensures their inclusion in public and policy debate in order to enable Caribbean communities and countries to articulate and communicate their own development agenda. And we have their website up there, and right now they have multiple things going on. They also have P Voices for climate change education, and we can scroll down a little bit. All right, and just to read off a little bit real quick, if we scroll up a little bit to the top. So it's in inception in 1986. Panos Caribbean has been working to empower, like I said, the marginalized and vulnerable persons in their region through projects and other activities on issues related to children, youth, public health, media, community, environment, as well as gender. And we have a video clip about them as well that we'd love to share for you guys. So once that's up, DJ Kelly, can you roll it? Yes.
You can go ahead.
You can hear me?
You can hear you now.
Okay, great. I just wanted to note that this project was actually a production of what is now Yumi Radio. At the time, it was Advanced Media Productions. So this was our project that we were commissioned by Panos Caribbean to do. It was a fellowship that we had with them. And we just want to say thank you again to Panos Caribbean, who was there with us from the beginning. And so it really is, this video you're about to see is really a UME Radio production.
Real people, real voices. Panos Caribbean. People are at the heart of Panos Caribbean. People telling their stories in their own voices.
I am not you. You are not me. And we are not in their shoe.
Panos Caribbean has been working in the region since its inception in 1986.
I can see definitely where Panos is impacting significantly those persons whose issues would have been overlooked.
They have gone into local communities to get people more integrally involved in understanding a variety of issues with which they're faced, and then having those particular people play a role in coming up with solutions.
People have rights, and we help make their voices heard. This helps raise awareness about their issues and get those issues addressed.
I've been a Panos Youth journalist since I was 15. I currently write for the Portmore Sun paper and also the Gleaner. I was really nervous, afraid to do public speaking. Now I can speak more fluently.
Our Own Voices is our youth journalism program, which helps young people in different countries in the Caribbean get their voices heard.
As a youth journalist representing Panos, we did a lot of public service announcements, radio programs, a lot of interviews. After doing this program, I find myself wanting to talk, protect the rights of children, speak out for them. Not all of them can speak to the public and let the public know what's affecting them.
Jacmel, a rural town in Haiti, is one of the main areas in that country where we carry out our work with children and young people. Our young journalists in St. Lucia are also showing much growth since the establishment of a youth journalism group there in late 2010. Panas Caribbean's health communications program covers all aspects of public health with special focus on HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria.
I have worked in the coverage of HIV/AIDS for some 11 or so years now, but I did not quite grasp all the issues associated with the disease until I was exposed to training from Panas Caribbean.
We have published reporting guides on HIV and AIDS to help journalists better understand HIV and AIDS and encourage responsible reporting on the issue.
They'll seek to not necessarily criticize everything that is done in the media, but come alongside to guide.
The book is now a recommended text for 2 media courses at the Caribbean Institute of Media and Communication, CARIMAC. We have also turned the spotlight on HIV prevention, treatment and care in Jamaican prisons. In 2008, Panas Caribbean produced No Sex or Condoms Here. A similar publication was done in Haiti. Panas Caribbean's large network of writers within the Caribbean and North America has produced numerous articles and in-depth reports on public health issues in the Caribbean. We sometimes partner with other Panas institutes around the world to carry out these projects. We have also taken a keen interest in the way the people interact with their environment and how this affects the balance of nature.
We're seeing increased climate impact, and that's why Panos is really trying to focus on getting public education messages out in the communities, in the towns, and across the island.
Panas, with several other partners, has run an innovative public education program on climate change featuring popular and upcoming reggae artists. Panas Caribbean has also impacted the lives of people at the grassroots community level, especially in Moko Clarendon. Farmers in that rural district have learned and adopted environmentally friendly farming techniques. They collected oral testimonies from community members, which were published in the book Voices from Moko in 2007. Caribbean, which was officially launched in October 2010, was created to engage Caribbean people more in the governance and management of the natural resources in the region. Caribbean, which means Our Caribbean, is a new alliance formed among 3 regional NGOs, including Panas Caribbean, to support environmental sustainability in the region. Panas has also coordinated at least 3 Caribbean journalists each year to attend the annual UN Climate Change Conference globally. Panas Caribbean highlights gender norms in the Caribbean and their impact by engaging the voices of those most affected by gender issues. Our groundbreaking book, Oral Testimony of Jamaican Sex Workers, was launched November 2010.
Special thanks to Panas, who helped to collect the testimonies of sex workers across Jamaica, so that the wider society can understand why they turn to sex work.
The testimonies provide first-hand information from 16 Jamaican sex workers.
The exploitative conditions under which they work is horrendous, and some of it is sanctioned at the very highest levels.
We train journalists to build their capacity to report on the issues we focus on and also award fellowships to journalists in the region to do in-depth reporting on various development issues from international conferences or in the countries where they live. Panas Caribbean has for a number of years sponsored the Excellence in Gender Reporting Regional Award in the Pan American Health Organization's annual Regional Media Awards. Panas Caribbean is committed to development by empowering the people of the region to take action. We provide on-the-job training for young development professionals who want to gain experience in development, communication, and advocacy. We also provide training through our volunteer program. Panas Caribbean continues to be the means through which the marginalized, underrepresented, overlooked, and vulnerable groups within the Caribbean receive training and representation. The media serves as a core vehicle that drives our activities. We help people understand their problems, train them to better express themselves, which leads them to finding solutions, effecting change.
When we allow abuse of one population, the door is automatically open for abuse of several other populations.
Panas Caribbean, real people, real voices.
Awesome organization. Awesome. I love what it is that they do. And that project, No Sex or Condoms Here, is also a UME radio production back when we were Advanced Media Production. Also, if you would like to listen to this documentary on the radio, you can go via our website, umeradio.com/shows. Yes, and a quick thank you and a quick salute to Panas Caribbean. Thank you for all you do and helping us to be informed and keeping us informed. Definitely. All right, Jesse, what's next?
So we're gonna end real quick, this segment real quick with our quiz competition. You guys, we do this every single week. We absolutely love it, and we want you guys to join in the comments below while we'll do this. We're gonna see. Last week, Marsha and I, we had a tie, pretty much.
I'm trying to find the pen, girl.
I think it was hard.
It was very hard. I think DJ Kelly somewhere around the back just trying to choose the hard ones. Just saying.
I know. So can we choose like a relative easy one, medium level? Level.
If you are watching and you want to participate, guys, just get a quick paper and pen, and you have 120 seconds to find all the related words in the categories. This game is called Categories that begin this week with the letter E. Are we ready?
Yep.
Let's go. All right. E.
First one. Things that have spots, kind of soup.
Glorification spots. Five. All right. College and universities. Guys, and remember, you can get creative with your answers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to get creative with your answers. Computer programs.
This is
like what is up with these things?
Disease. Oh, never mind. Let me not say that. I got this. Just came to my head. Reasons to quit your job. That starts with its E.
I got a good one for you. All right, 5 colleges and universities. Time. Okay. All right, guys. Let's go. Jesse, you go first this week. Pens down. Let's go.
No. Okay, so for no. So for things that have spots, I just put excitable child elephant, and that's completely made up, but that's what I put. Kinds of soup. I have egg and wonton. Words that end. That one words ending in N but start with E. Is that I missed that one? So I missed that one. Vacation spots. I put Edinburgh. Travel. I put that too. College. What did I put? Oh, I have Easton Community College. Diseases. I have Ebola. Reasons to quit your job. I didn't put that. Computer programs. Excel. Foreign cities, I missed that one. And then trees, evergreen, And then heroes, I missed that one. What do you mean heroes? Like superheroes?
It can be any heroes. Remember, you can get creative with the answers, right?
That's true. Well, heroes, I missed that one. So,
okay,
we're going to leave it there.
I feel like you have more than me, but hey, let's go. Right? And I see DJ Kelly around the back making some comments, and I'll tell you what she says in just a minute. Mim Masterclass says evergreen. I'm not sure which one.
Evergreen trees. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So for me, things that have spots, I put eyeglasses because sometimes they have spots on them. Creative answers, just say.
Yes, yeah, twerk, yeah.
2 kinds of soup. I had no idea what to put there. 3 words ending in N. Hold on. Mim says Eastern Caribbean, Eagles Wings, LOL Eastern something University. Mim is on a roll this morning, people. Yes, thank you for your participation. All right. I'm at words ending in N, right? So I have even.
Okay.
Even Stevens, if you've ever watched that show.
Yes, I love that show.
Vacation spots, I have Egypt, right? Travel, England. Colleges and universities, no clue. Diseases, not sure. 7, Am I missing something? Diseases, colleges.
Reasons to quit your job.
Reasons to quit your job. Enough is enough. That's a reason. And DJ Kelly over here saying employee abuse. I so agree with that, right? Computer program, yes. Excel, I have that too. Then we have, hold on. Ebola, employee abuse, ice cream, e-city, LOL, evergreen tree, heroes for me, E for me. Okay. Well, Mim is having fun in the comment section. You best believe it, right? Foreign cities, I didn't put anything there. Trees, I'm still lost, but somebody said evergreen. And heroes, nothing. That's it.
That's it.
We hope you enjoyed our game this morning. Thank you so much for joining us for categories. Join us next week for this very same game with a new letter of the alphabet. All right. And now we go into wealth mindset.
All right, guys, welcome to Wealth Mindset. So, guys, a wealth mindset is a set of beliefs, habits, and behaviors that attract you to or keeps you from the rewards the Creator has in store for you. A wealth mindset is a conscious intention to attract abundance, grace, and favor. A wealth mindset means spending less and investing more, whether that it's your time or whatever you value. It is said that poor people think about money, rich people think about things, but wealthy people think about ideas. Innovate, develop, elevate, activate, and serve. It's now time for wealth mindset. In today's topic, we're going to talk about 2 things. First, we're going to talk about federal help paying your rent. And guys, we have an article coming here, and this is brought to you by consumerfinance.gov. And what it is, guys, it's coronavirus really did take a toll on everything that's going on, especially with people paying their rent. So I just want to read off some things from consumerfinance.gov for you guys. So the Federal Emergency Rental Assistance, or ERA program, was created to help tenants like you cover housing costs and stay in stable housing during the coronavirus pandemic. Many programs are taking applications for both tenants and landlords. So if you're a landlord, you're in the right place too. ERA funds come from the federal government, but local programs are distributing the money into their own communities. So how do you apply for rental assistance? You apply through your local ERA program. Each program has some flexibility in how they set up to suit the needs of their local community. For example, in some areas, you can apply for rental assistance yourself. In others, landlords need to submit an application first. To find rental assistance in your area and find how to apply, visit the U.S. Department of Treasury's ERA program or the National Low Income Housing Coalition database of programs. Use the search bar to find programs in your area. If you cannot find any program in your area, call 211 or your local authority for local housing authority, for assistance. Some I know areas are 311, 211, but you want to reach out to them. So what does emergency rental assistance cover? It covers rent, utilities, and home energy costs. Rental assistance may also cover reasonable late fees, if not included in your rental or utility debt, internet service to your home, moving expenses, and other rental-related fees, such as security deposits, application fees, or screening fees for families who have to move. Some programs may also provide housing counseling, case management, legal representation, and other housing stability services. So let me tell you about if you're eligible or not, how you can know. So there are three statements also need to be true if you're looking to be covered with emergency rental assistance. At least one member of your household has qualified for unemployment or should qualify, lost income, owed large expenses, or had other financial hardships. Second, your household income is below a certain amount based on where you live, and at least one member of your household is experiencing housing instability, which means they are at risk of becoming homeless or would have trouble finding a stable place to live. And some places may ask you to show that you're eligible. So when you apply for emergency rental help, you will be asked to show that your income is eligible and that you're experiencing housing instability. To help eligible families get the assistance they need during the pandemic, programs should be flexible about the kinds of documentation they require. This means you can show digital photos, copies, email, or other written statements from your employer, landlord, caseworker, or another professional who is familiar with your household income and eligibility. You must sign a written statement that the information in your application is correct and complete, and that you will use the emergency rental assistance for the cost it's meant to cover. And right, guys, with that, one thing is that starting May 7, 2021, landlords who accept direct payments of future rent are not allowed to evict you for not paying rent. And with that being said, I also want to talk about the CDC eviction order that's been extended until July 31st. So, to help stay in stable housing during the COVID-19 pandemic, the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, issued an order that means you may be protected from eviction if you cannot afford to pay your rent. And to be protected, you must sign and give a CDC declaration to your landlord. The CDC just extended its eviction protection order until July 31st, 2021. If you already gave your landlord a CDC declaration and your situation has not changed, you don't need to do it again to be protected until July 31st. If you haven't given your landlord a declaration yet, here's what you should know: that help is available. And there are many, many different options. And you can go again on consumerfinance.gov. That will tell you more information about that. And with that being said, we're also going to talk about community health check, because wealth is not just about money or finances or anything like that. Health is also your wealth. So let's go into our community health check. And we have a little blurb that says, sometimes a simple "how are you" is enough to make someone's day. Let's talk. All right, guys. So with that being said, we were talking about COVID-19 just in general. And today we're going to talk about the vaccines particularly. So we have an article that comes from pewresearch.org that says Americans lost more years of life to COVID-19 in 2020 than to all accidents combined in a typical year.
Wow.
About 600,000 Americans have died of C-19 since the outbreak began. But behind that huge figure is a more nuanced one that brings the human toll of the virus into an even sharper relief. It's said that, for example, if a person with a life expectancy of 80 dies at age 50, they are estimated to have lost 30 years. Examining the statistic underscores the extent to which the virus has cut America's lives short. In 2020 alone, the coronavirus was responsible for about 380,000 deaths and about 5.5 million years of lost life in the United States, according to Pew Research Center analysis of provisional data from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC. That number of lives years lost is more than the number lost in a typical calendar year to all accidents combined. That includes traffic accidents, drowning, firearm accidents, drug overdoses, and other poisonings, and more than triple the number of life lost in a normal calendar year due to liver disease or diabetes. So, guys, with that, I also want to tell you about the vaccine stats with the COVID-19. This is in reference from New York Forward, or forward.ny.gov. And it says that COVID restrictions lifted as 70% of New Yorkers have been vaccinated. And you guys, I don't know if you guys have the vaccine or not. I have, and last week we talked about possible magnetized rumor, conspiracy theory going out there. We'll just say that. Quite interesting. You could check out that latest episode. And I'm going to wrap it up real quick with what you need to know when you're getting vaccinated. And this comes from COVID-19 vaccine.health.ny.gov. And guys, it's really simple and easy to schedule your appointment. All you need to know is, you could go to ny.gov to check your nearest availability if you guys reside in the state of New York, and the locations of where you can take your vaccine. The vaccines are available at pharmacies, hospitals, and through local health departments statewide. Please contact your provider of choice to schedule your vaccine appointment. Additionally, there's a network of state-run sites distributing vaccines statewide. To determine the eligibility and schedule appointments, you could go to New York state-run vaccination sites only, right there. And last but not least, for individuals younger than the age of 18, a parent or legal guardian must provide consent for vaccination. A parent or legal guardian must provide verbal consent either while accompanying the minor to the vaccination appointment or by phone at the time of the vaccination appointment. If the minor is between 12 and 15 years old, they must arrive with a parent or guardian, or they need to bring another adult caregiver who has signed designation from the parent or guardian, and the parent or guardian must be available by phone.
Definitely. Can I just interject here to say, Jesse, that we want to know in the comments, how are you feeling about the vaccine? Are you comfortable? Are you not comfortable? Just let us know your thoughts, because this is an ongoing conversation, and I don't think that this conversation is about to stop anytime soon. You can go ahead.
No, it's not about. I think it's one for the history books. Definitely things pre-COVID and life after COVID, definitely. But yeah, so we're gonna scroll down. These are some of the sites where you can get the vaccine. Some are allowing walk-ins as well. So you can just scroll down. We have areas in the Bronx. We have areas, Long Island. You go a lot of the SUNY colleges right here. Seems that it has Yankee Stadium, Westchester County Center. I'm just naming some big ones. Medgar Evers College. Shout out to Mom. I think that's where she went to college. So yeah, guys, just want to provide you with that information and let us know. Do you have the vaccine? Which one? Did you have effects from it? Were you magnetized? Let us know. Let us know.
Definitely. We're always looking for more information on how persons are responding to the vaccine and how they feel about it, from kids going all the way up to adults. Yes. And so, with that being said, in closing out our segment this morning, before we get into Voice of Truth, we have with us Miss Micheline Ruffin, who is from the Seeds of Praise Dance Academy in North Carolina. Good morning.
Good morning, family.
How are you? Welcome.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to have you here this morning with us. Tell us about your academy.
Well, Seeds of Praise Dance Academy, like you said, is started in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the United States. And we were Embrace Dance, and then we transitioned to Seeds of Praise Dance Ministry, and then now we have Seeds of Praise Dance Academy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're
right.
fairly new, but we're growing every year. We having a concert, which is like a dance recital, but it's faith-based. And we right now we are doing Bible story series. So we always start with the Old Testament and we finish with the New Testament, just depicting the stories of the Bible and how it points to Christ.
Awesome. And so, with that being said, we know that you are also a part of the Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries 15-year anniversary celebration today at 1 p.m. Could you tell us what to expect?
Oh, wow. I'm just here to dine at the table. I guess what we're looking for is what we're looking at is how we can empower women throughout the world. So this gives us a different platform, a different view on how different women can be impacted through media, through social media, through networking, just anything that can bring a healing process to the women that's connected. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning. And you can check out Seeds of Praise Dance Academy at getbrandshare.com/Seeds of Praise to find out more about how to register for the academy. And your youngest, how young do you take dancers?
2.5. We were at 2, but 2.5 puts us at a better spot because their focus and their ability to be attentive. So 2.5 gives us a better chance to give them what they need.
All the way up, right?
All the way up.
All the way up. All
and
right.
This right now is 72. So yeah, from 2.5 to
interesting.
Yes.
Wow. So guys, go ahead on over to their BrandShare website and support them and come out and see them at 1 p.m. at the Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries anniversary. You can donate, you can enroll, you can book them for your ministry events. Awesome. And videos are there of their past ministry performances. Thank you so much, Missy, for being on here with us. Have a wonderful day and see you later.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, awesome. That was our spotlight segment, and that's it for this segment this morning. And now we go into Voice of Truth.
Voice of Truth.
And now, welcome to Voice of Truth. So, this is your source for breaking news analysis, exclusive interviews, headlines, and commentaries on events affecting New Yorkers, people of color, and migrants. Jesse, over to you.
All right, guys. So today we have an awesome guest. We have Mr. Samson Omoregi. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Can you correct me? Let me know.
That's fine. Good morning, Marsha J. Good morning.
Good morning.
Jesse.
Good morning.
Good morning, listeners and viewers. Yes, it's Omoregi.
Omoregi. Okay,
That's
got
right.
it. Got it, Omoregi.
Good,
And
that's good.
a little bit about him before we get into our interview here today. He is a born-again, Bible-practicing servant of Jesus Christ, professor of biochemistry, head of the School of Natural and Applied Sciences, University of Technology in Jamaica, researching on the use of plant products as bioactive agents against cancer. Thank you so much for joining our show today.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. So could you tell us a little bit about just first the process of your testimony? Can you share your testimony of being born again and the impact that it has on your life?
Yes, thank you. Well, I got born again at about the early 1980s. I just got into the high school. I came from a Catholic background that time. In the primary school, my parents were idol worshippers, but my father came from a Catholic background, sort of, because in the school they taught them about catechism and all the rest. So I got interested in going to church in the primary school. I was drawn towards going to church. But there was one of the times they were showing the Stations of the Cross in the Catholic setting, in the Catholic Church. And they did a video story. I think, no. I think it was a live story about the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That touched me very much. So, and I desired to become a Christian. So when I got into the high school, it was a Catholic high school, but they brought a society there they called the Bible Teaching Society. And I saw the way they were teaching about the Bible. That really captivated me. And I said, you know what? I think this is the way to go. And they asked if I wanted to become a Christian and get born again. And I said, yes, I did. I wanted to. It was kind of a struggle for me at the time because of the background I was in. I was baptized and confirmed as a Catholic, but I really didn't know what it was to be born again. And then in the society, they taught me all of them. And then eventually I got born again, maybe like in 1980 or 1981, thereabouts. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. I hear a little accent there. A little accent. Sounds African. I'm assuming. Can you tell us
That's
what
correct.
country you're
From
from?
Nigeria. From Nigeria.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
that's
I
correct.
have some people, friends, good close friends of mine and family that are from there.
That's correct.
So I do want to go one day.
Yeah, I
So
do
can
hope
you?
you do. I believe you enjoy your
Thank
stay.
you. Thank you. And can you tell us, speaking that you're from Nigeria, can you tell us a bit about your migration story of how, just pretty much how you migrated, any like hardships, if you want to go into detail why, but just a little bit about your story.
Well, my migration was not really based on hardship. My migration was based on my studies. Back home, I did my first degree. I'm from Benin City. All right. So I don't know if you have heard about the old Benin Kingdom. It was a big kingdom. All right. So, but when the British visited the place and there was a war, so they decimated much of the kingdom and took over. And that was in the time, so of they saying they discovered our place. And then you know what happened after that, slavery and all that came on. Yeah. So, but I'm from Benin City. So I studied at the University of Benin. All right. So my first degree. But I wanted to do my graduate studies abroad. Well, I did very well in my first degree, and my department chair, the head of department, decided to hire me in my university, first as a graduate assistant and then as an assistant lecturer. Yeah, but he wanted to link me to a research abroad. And I also had another lecturer, Professor Helen Asemota, who was my lecturer. And because I was hired, became my colleague. But she happened to come to Jamaica um, through the husband who was a diplomat. And being in Jamaica, they put on a proposal for a research study. And I was included as a research assistant. So I decided, and it came through. It was a European Union sponsored research. So, and it was European Development Funds. So I came on as a graduate, sorry, as a research assistant in the project. Yeah, so that was how I came to Jamaica. Personally, I had desired to go abroad, to do some more studies and also maybe to live abroad for some time and then and come back and make an impact. Now, the thing is that I wanted to be different because I know that in every country, I must say, and I stand by that, there's some level of corruption anywhere. It's a human problem. So I know that in Nigeria, I thought that I had the opportunity to be influential, but I didn't want to be a part of the corruption in the system because if I wanted to make it, I thought that that might make me also be involved in the corruption in one way or the other, either directly or indirectly. So I thought that I want to be at a place different where I was not going to be a part of the system because it was going to be very difficult fighting the corruption there. So I thought that maybe I'll go abroad and make it and then come back and see how I can influence the system. All right. So, but I did go abroad actually, but I have not returned back yet. I look forward to doing that. Yeah. So
Awesome. We have a couple questions that are rolling in. We have one that says, what is it like being a migrant living in Jamaica? How has your life improved since your migration to Jamaica?
okay, thank you. Well, the thing is that Jamaica, I would say, is having a lot of resemblance with Nigeria because I believe that they are both developing countries. And they have a lot of things in common historically. I believe there are a lot of Jamaicans that came from Nigeria. All right, so and so we have a lot of things in common. Us, so Jamaica is like home away from home for me.
Really?
Yeah, right. So I just feel at home being in Jamaica.
Awesome. Include even the food?
Yeah, the food, the food. We have plantain, yam, cassava. All right, so corn and all those kind of things. So it's like home away from home. So being in Jamaica, and that's it. So they are both developing countries, but yeah, I believe that through my research here, I've been able to make some contributions here in Jamaica, and that's my joy. Yeah.
Yes, and let's just say we salute you for that research that you're currently doing,
Thank
because
you.
when everyone talks about the big C, sometimes we feel, well, the conversations I'm hearing is that, listen, this is even worse than AIDS. So the fact that you are really putting in time and effort into research, we want to say that we support you
Thank
and
you.
salute you.
Thank you.
We do have two more questions, and a question and a comment that says, what is it like being African, as in born in Africa, and knowing you are African and authentically so?
Yeah, I feel proud of being an African because we have a lot of culture, all right, that is really good. And it's a pity that sometimes being in a fluid world is much of a global village now. A lot of the culture is being eroded, as you know, because the more powerful nations they influence the less powerful ones with their culture, and by the time they begin to bring on their cultures, you see it's influencing your people, and therefore the culture that you used to learn becomes eroded over time if you are not careful. And I think that that is what we'll be experiencing now. We have a very rich and good culture in Africa where we respect our elders. You don't pass any elder without really showing a sign of respect. You have to, in some cultures, you genuflect, you bow down, all right, so you must greet your elders. You can't pass. Even when I newly came to Jamaica, and that was something I experienced as well. I was in the high school, and the principal kept explaining to the children, hello, you can't pass an elder without greeting your elders. But sometimes when we have these foreign cultures influencing, people want to say, oh, it's freedom, we are free. No. But they are eroding the good culture that you have. And that is the pain, that because we are not as powerful either economically or politically or militarily, so we are being influenced, to begin to erode our culture. And that is the part that is not so good.
Makes sense.
I completely agree. We have more questions coming in. We have a comment that says, I really want to visit Africa, but the way I was introduced to it through the media, depicting it as my own understanding, dangerous and poverty stricken. How do I get over that fear? And is it safe for us to go there?
As you know, the Western media must say, I think that sometimes they are very parochial. I have no fear in saying that. All right. So in the way they report, before I came to Jamaica, I heard that, there are tree houses in Jamaica. All right. So people live among monkeys. All right. So, and that is what you hear. All right. So, but there are beautiful places in Nigeria or the rest of Africa. And there's another thing. People think of Africa as if it's one nation. It's not. Africa is a continent that is made up of 54 nations. In Nigeria, for example, the population is over 180 million. All right. So we have different ethnic groups there. Yeah, so there are different sections and they are known for doing different things. So there's agriculture, there's industrial places, and different things people are doing. For example, Nigeria is the largest producer of yams in the whole world. All right, that's interesting to know. All right, so in the northern part, they produce a lot of peanuts, groundnuts, and they export to some other places. Yeah, so yes, it is relatively safe, just like anywhere else. So once you know that you want to go there, but you have to have a lot of money because, well, people, the culture there is very nice. People, once they know you, especially they love foreigners, they like to entertain you, and they like to know you as well. So you definitely enjoy yourself going there, I believe. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think that is much harmful going there at all. I know that there is in the northern part of Nigeria where they have been experiencing some problems recently. Boko Haram trying to set some war against the people. All right, so that has been a battle that they have been trying to confront. But more in the south, you're definitely safer there. Yeah, you don't have any problem.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we have another question. Oh, there's so many. And which one to okay, I'll just go in order. How do we restore the view and patriotism of Africans abroad? How do we, who were not born there and experience the culture, connect in a safe way?
Well, I think that it is good for them to visit. All right, people who were not born there, plan to see how you can visit. That's the only way you can really connect with the people. You won't be able to have a first-hand experience until you go there. So it's good that you go there as much as possible. But in going, you know how you plan your visit. Somebody has to help you who is from there, or your family exactly. Your family members should help you to connect so that when you go, you know where you are going, you know the people you want to go to interact with, and then they plan your visit and you'll be able to see for yourself. I think that is the best way to connect. You can also maybe read African news from African media, all right, and see what they are saying. All right. So usually the media, they report more of the negative aspect of life than the positives anyway. All right. So, but if you find some way to connect to some people over there, you can quiz them, ask them, and if you're able to visit, then plan a good visit with some people that you trust that will take care of you while you go there.
Awesome. And the good thing is that we do feature the African news on UME radio. So we're excited about that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, intentionally wanting to connect with Africa. That's something that we're so proud of.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, we have a couple more that says, how do we become powerful? Take back our power.
Yeah, I think this is it. This is something I'm passionate about. I'm very sorry that, for example, in America, the blacks are struggling. All right, I'm a black, so I can talk very safely as a black man. Struggling to show their identity, and a lot of times people are like fighting from being classified like I said, they are second-class citizens. All right, so this is something that is not good, and I think it's because we have not united as a people. All right, so we fight against ourselves too much. I give you a story. I visited from Jamaica here. I was part of a team, part of the research team when we're doing our cancer research. All right, so I visited a state in the United States of America. I don't want to mention it here online. All right. So, and I could if I wanted. I think it was Michigan. We visited a university there, and the person there that was hosting us saw us from Jamaica. It was very formal, and was a white man. All right, so and was just trying to be official and nice and everything as much as he could. But when he saw some other two guys who were in our team coming, they were white guys come. The guy opened up. He was so happy. He connected and it felt very good. I saw the difference. I said, look at this. This is what we black people don't do. Instead, we want to tear up one another. We want to fight against one another. And we are not careful about uniting. Now, listen now. I am a Christian. I don't believe in white or black. All right. I believe in human people. So I don't see whether you are black or white. So that's not my story. But what I'm after is this. I believe we as black people, we need to recognize that we are as good as any other race. And therefore, we need to think about how we can unite together as a people and be innovative and do some things together that will enable us put on some structures together and begin to make machines. The only difference that is leaving us behind as black people is our ability to make machines. And therefore, I speak to our leadership. This is where, again, we are not doing well. I think that our leaders need to get this. We can't take our status quo, us being classified as underdogs, as black people. No. Instead, we should take up the challenge. See the people from Asia. They have taken up the challenge. How many cars can you count coming from Jamaica? From Japan. I counted as many as 8 brands of car company, 8 types of car companies coming from Japan alone. Why? Because they have taken up the challenge. China has taken up the challenge. South Korea has taken up the challenge. And they are doing well. So we as black people, we need to connect and see how we can unite. And this is my own passion. Now I'm thinking about what can help us, because they say that we don't have the ability to make machines by ourselves because our cost of energy is very high. I am put in a team now. I'm trying to lead a team that will enable us to produce low-cost energy so that we have the ability to get on the way of industrialization. That is the only way. There's no other way. We used to talk about technology transfer, and we think that people are going to transfer that technology to us. And we saw that is a farce. It will never, ever happen. Instead, people want to fight you because they don't want you to be a very good competitor to them. But we need to take that into account and begin to unite as a people. Black people, please, let's unite so that we can do things together and tell the rest of the world we are not the underdogs. We can make it together. That's it.
Yes, and we have a comment here that says You and Me Radio is trying to bridge that gap. And actually, as we're on this interview, this call with you right now, what came to my head is, Sam, so you're an African. I'm a first generation United States. Parents come from the Caribbean, and Marsha, you're Jamaican, and it's just like we're all here to get, just this simple of us just being on the show together is just evidence of it. And we have another comment that says that says, are there ways that You and Me Radio could perhaps work with you to see how we could use this platform to educate, connect people, and push the culture?
Sure. We can talk about how we can definitely set on a goal and have objectives of what we want to actually achieve among our people, and think of strategies that we can use, to push this promotion among our people, so that we will know that there's nothing as good as unity. Check it out. Any people that are making it today, it is because they have trust among themselves. It is because they are deliberate about being united. It is because they are pushing together as a people. They are a force to be reckoned with, because One person makes a discovery, another person takes it to another level, and they put it together and they make something great out of it. But we as Black people, what do we know? We are all we know is to tear down one another, and we should stop it. We can never progress as Black people if we continue to do this. And this is the problem we have. It has always been so, it remains so, but we need to break it. And I'm thankful to Yumi Radio for being there to bridge the gap, to do something different, to make our people understand we all can make. There's nothing wrong with us. The only thing that is wrong with us is that we are not uniting together. As long as we can positively unite and see the good in the next neighbor and see how we can promote one another and unite together to do something that is unique and begin to push together to do something that was never there before. And in fact, I must tell us, other races are afraid of us because they think, listen now, I am not racial, and I must say that. But what I'm against is making us becoming like the underdogs, and we take that as a status quo. That is what I'm not going to take. I will not take that. Instead, I want us to come on board so that we will become a force to be reckoned with. And we be like any other people. I love my white people. I love my Asian people. I love all the European people. I love everybody just the same. But I don't want us to be pushed down as the underdogs. I'm not going to take that.
Yes.
Agreed. We have a comment here that says we influence, we set trends, and we are powerful. And you know what, Mr. Omarigi? I love your passion, and that passion should be catching. It should be something that is so contagious because we are so much more than who we are painted as in the media and even in our textbooks at school. You know, sometimes I remember even in history classes, I was like, okay, so this is our history. Where are we going? Where do we go as a nation of Black people? You know, and I can say this, I'm so happy to be a part of Yumi Radio as well, that's going out there and making sure to engage the culture on different levels and to bring in persons like yourself, you know, who are forward thinking and being proactive about the future of the Black community. Wow, it's awesome. Definitely awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very. I'm very proud to be here, and I'm glad that Yumi Radio is doing something great. We just continue on this train. We see how much we can influence our people, you know, from our own ends, with our own influence, to make a difference among the Black people. Amen.
Definitely. And we have one comment coming in here that says, we are very good at talking. We are passionate in our talking. Where is the action?
Well, can I quickly say that you are part of the action? So you begin to do what you can do from your own end, all right? So that anything starts by talking, all right? So, but I agree. We should now begin to talk about how we can unite. So you that is asking, I challenge you to say, can you begin to marshal out your own action from your own end, in your own circle, so that you begin to influence people at your own end? And if I decide to begin to influence people at my end, you influence people at your end, and everybody begins to do so, then we will see that the network becomes wider and wider. And before we know it, we can make a difference. So it is good for us to know that let's stay positive all the while. All right. Once we can be positive in our thinking, positive about yourself, positive about our neighbors, we can make a difference. That is where it starts. And we have to be talking positive. That is where it starts. There's no way.
Agreed. We are out of time. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning, Mr. Omarigi. Jesse, any final words?
I love having you here. You need to come back. I don't know if you're like a regular guest or something, but you need to come back.
Thank you, Marsha
Thank
J.
you
Thank
so
you,
much
Jesse,
for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, everyone. God bless you.
Wow. Awesome segment there. Voice of Truth. Jesse, your thoughts?
Like I said, I'm just speechless, pleasantly speechless Like I love him. I love his drive, his passion that he has, and he was speaking facts. He was speaking 100%, 1000% facts, and that is why we have You and Me Radio to help bridge the gap, to help talk about it. His
Yes.
migrant story, his born again story was really really inspiring as well. It's just we need to have him back. Yep.
Definitely, definitely. And before we close out this segment this morning, we have another spotlight of Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries. And we're going to have a quick conversation about that. Okay. So, oh, she's not here. That's okay. Can we have a conversation about it? Yes, we can. Yes, there's a quick conversation. The Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries, under the leadership of Apostle Dr. Faith Walters, who is also a philanthropist. She is hosting today her anniversary service. So for our 15-year anniversary service and block party entitled, We Have Come This Far by Faith. And of course, this exciting event is going to be a virtual event. Have you ever been to a virtual block party, Jesse?
No, no, I miss block parties, but I haven't been virtually. Be a first.
Yes, and I'm planning on participating. This is my first block party ever. So it's going to be at 1 p.m. today till 5 p.m. And you can get your tickets at wa-moe.org/anniversary to get in on the action. Activities include children's activities, DJ music, poetic verse. And Jesse, oh yes, can I speak about being a part of this event? So how does it feel to be a part of a virtual online block party?
I feel very thankful and inspiring to know that, my words will help someone or help penetrate someone. I do, you guys may not know, I do quite a bit. And one thing that I do love it is word and speaking. And I hope that, it allows people to look at things a different way, impacts them a different way emotionally, kind of triggers that emotion. I feel like we really lost emotion as a human race, and just to be empowered by it. So I am very, very much excited. I hope you guys like the poem that I wrote. I'm not going to share anything, but you'll see it. You'll see it. You listen. You'll see it. And yeah, no.
Awesome. So definitely Jesse is going to be coming in with poems. We're going to have other persons with spoken word, dance, song art, clowns, a kid segment, a whole kid segment.
I don't know how you do clowns on virtually. I don't. How you do that? How is it like balloon animal? Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
Yes, definitely. Looking forward to having that, and some of the persons we have that will be doing activities. We have Lady Lauren Carter, who is going to be one of the speaker. We have Kimberly Chambers, who is a vendor. Baron Criswell, who will be giving us some amount of music today. We have Keith Merritt on saxophone. Yours truly, I'll be leading worship today. Apostle Dr. Brenda Archer. And we have Trisha Williams and Sonia Gutala, among many others. And this is what the lineup will look like. Awesome event. And we definitely are looking forward to it being impactful between 1 to 5 p.m. today. Wow. Absolutely love it. Looking forward to it. So again, Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries celebrate their 15 years of anniversary by doing a virtual party explosion, aka a virtual block party. And before we wrap up this segment this morning, we have with us Apostle Dr. Faith Walters. Good morning, Dr. Walters. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Our weekend celebrity is in the house.
Yes.
Today. Good to see you. Talk to us. Tell us what to expect at your anniversary this afternoon.
Oh, wow. My goodness. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for bringing me on your show again one more time.
Awesome.
And today is supposed to be a very spectacular event. Our very first virtual block party
Come on.
online. I mean, this is amazing. When I shared this with people, they said, "Oh, this is unique. A block party online." Wow. So we are going to be having some great people coming in, performers, people with praise dancing, poetic verse, um, kids show. We're going to have people who are going to talk about, taking care of yourself wellness segment and great speakers, musical productions and dance. And so it's going to be an exciting time. And we have a DJ as well, just like how we have it outside. We got a DJ
Nice.
at the beginning and at the end. So we're going to have the worship at the beginning. Of course, we celebrate God at the beginning and the end. We're going to party down, y'all.
Exciting,
Yeah,
exciting.
so it's proved to gonna be a wonderful, great event, and anything you do for God will definitely last, And so everybody come out, invite your family, your friends. You ain't gotta leave your house. You could have a watch party and just tune in. And it's wa-moe.org/anniversary. Hit that, put it in your search engine or put it in your browser, I should say, and press it and just come on in and be a part of what we're doing. And we just welcome everybody to come. And also we trying to get a watch party at the venue Mangoville, where we're supposed to originally have our actual block event. So we're gonna have a watch party over there at Mangoville on 4th Avenue. So it's trusted me. I believe it is going to be a great event, and I'm just looking forward to seeing everyone there. Yes, we got Kimberly Chambers. She's one of our vendors, and she's going to be talking about essential oils. So there's a lot of things you're going to learn today about yourself and get more in tune with God and have fun and excitement. Because being a child of God is all about, balance. So you don't stop the party. You don't, when you come to Christ, you just change partners, but who you are still continue to be the same. All right.
Awesome.
So I'm just great. I'm just feeling just really ecstatic today. And I'm just looking forward to having that great time in the Lord and beyond.
Awesome. I have a question for you. What made you plug in a virtual kids segment? Tell us about that.
Well, block events, you got to have children there. Very important. Got to have, events, something for children. Can't leave that out, because children got to be a part of, because block event is about to have fun, and children, people usually bring their children there. So you don't want to leave out that segment. It's very important for children to have a place as well where they can connect.
Awesome. And we have Mindfulness in Ministry Masterclass saying, this is so phenomenal, trend setting.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yes.
a 21st century ministry to be reckoned with.
Yes, yes. Say, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes. So we're looking forward to it. Oh, we have another comment here, Jesse.
Yeah, that says that you have the mind, the thought to engage people in this way, in this time, to ensure God is not out of the conversation and the activities is very forward thinking. Yes, of course, you got to step it up.
Yes,
you got to step it up.
I got to share this with you. I said to God, when I started this ministry 15 years ago, I said, Lord, my ministry got to be different. It can't be like everybody else. Okay, because when I talk to people on the street, some of them say they don't like going, because when they come to God, it's like who they are change. I said, no, when you come to God, you change partners. You may not do everything that you used to do, but the excitement of who you are, that's still there, So I said, God, we got to make it balanced. So I like to keep it balanced like that. So we have secular, non-secular, clean music, keep everything clean. So when we come out, we still, still have our victory, still got our praise.
That's right.
And that's all it's all about. And God just wanted to, the Bible says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Okay? So we got to be joyful and be excited about what God is. Let the world know, hey, when you come to Christ, you could still have fun. And that's what it's all about.
We have a question here. It says, Apostle, where do you find this kind of confidence, such bold servitude to God and his ministry?
Oh my God. I tell you, after all the stuff I've been through, and because I was one of these persons, I was afraid to speak up. And when I got some good teaching and he taught me about stand up for myself, I learned how to say no and learning how to just be myself. And that's where everything came from. God gave me that. And I have the strength to stand up now and not back down from the truth. And I'm excited.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. And keep being who you are, loving people and serving God and serving the community. So just for those who are just joining us, your Inside Weekends with inside our segment, Voice of Truth. And we are here talking with Apostle Dr. Faith Walters about her virtual anniversary block party. To connect, Apostle, where can they go to sign up?
Go to wa-moe.org or wamoe.org, whichever one, /anniversary. And come into the room. Come into the StreamYard. You can see us on YouTube as well as Facebook. We're gonna be on many platforms today, just lifting up Jesus. Hallelujah. So come join and bring everybody, all the family. Like I said, have a watch party. wa-moe.org today at 1 p.m. Come and be a part of this great, spectacular event. Looking forward to seeing everyone there. Your family, your friends, even bring the dog too. The dog can watch as well.
I love it. I love it. Apostle, my goodness. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. And we look forward to sharing with you at this block event. See you soon. See you at 1 o'clock.
See you soon. Yes. Bye-bye.
Hey, it's that time of the morning.
Yes. Travel Boss. And that is where it's for travel planners and travel enthusiasts. We connect you with trends, experiences, and stories. Today, Marsha, we're going to talk about domestic travel, right?
Yes, we're going to take a little time, maybe about, because we're almost out of time, to talk about domestic travel. Now, we know that the travel community has opened up, right? And so, as we read in our news report earlier, that 70% of New Yorkers are now vaccinated. And so we find that more persons are traveling based on news reports and things like that. Now, let's talk about what we need to travel domestically. Of course, you're going to need your passport and whatever relevant documentation. However, there was a story that was brought to my attention, and I would love to have your opinion on it. So there is a person who was invited to another state for an event. Based on CDC regulations, you can do a C19 test if you are not vaccinated. However, this particular person was encouraged to take the vaccine, almost as if to say, if you do not take the vaccine, then you will not be able to be hosted at this event. Jesse, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts on it are pretty plain and simple. I don't want us to go in. I feel like we're already heading into segregation of vaccinated versus non-vaccinated people. And I think that it should not be allowed. I understand people's hesitance on taking the vaccine for whatever reason. And I feel like it is something that a person should decide for themselves. I understand people being angry and being like, like, we should all take it because of X, Y, and Z. And I think, why don't you take it? But we all have our opinions on something. And you shouldn't have to force your opinion or beliefs on another person. And given that this isn't a vaccine, something like, smallpox has been around for 100 years, or like, measles or tetanus or those types of stuff, I can argue you need to take, but something this new, something this fresh to, I think that people should value other people's opinions and beliefs. I don't think we should start this whole segregation of vaccinated versus non-vaccinated, because then they'll go, we segregate that, there's race, there's this, you're like, how far are we gonna go? Just no. That's my opinion on it.
Thank you. And I totally agree with you. And on a more formal note, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention do have their guidelines for domestic traveling. So domestic travel during COVID-19, definitely at the top of that article, it says delay travel until you are fully vaccinated. If you are not fully vaccinated and must travel, then there are some recommendations, right? And then on the same website, thank you so much, cdc.gov/coronavirus, recommendations are there for persons who are fully vaccinated and those who are unvaccinated. So during travel, for those who are fully vaccinated, wearing a mask over your nose and mouth is required. Follow all state and local recommendations and requirements. So I guess it differs from state to state, including social distancing and, of course, wearing masks. After travel, self-monitor for C-19 symptoms, isolate, get tested if you develop symptoms, because we know that the vaccine does not prevent you from getting the virus. Also, recommendations for unvaccinated people. Before you travel, get tested, guys, with a viral test. And this has to be 1 to 3 days before your trip. And I mentioned this in previous episodes before. While you are traveling, this is for unvaccinated people. Wearing a mask over your nose and mouth is required. Avoid crowds. Stay at least 6 feet or 2 meters from anyone who is not traveling with you. Wash your hands, or use a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. For those unvaccinated, after you travel, get tested with a viral test 3 to 5 days after you travel and stay home. Self-quarantine for a full 7 days. Even if you test negative, stay home and quarantine for a full 7 days. You can still show signs thereafter. If your test is positive, they're asking you to isolate yourself to protect others from getting infected. And if you don't get tested, stay home, self-quarantine for 10 days after travel, whether or not you get tested. Self-monitor for symptoms, isolate, they reinforce that, and follow all state or protocol recommendations. So that's it. We have some comments, Jesse. What are they saying in the comments?
We have Janet Jones that says, my body, my choice. And she puts a little emoji and says, no poison jab for me. She also says, all lies, just feeling like everything else. We have Finding Happy that says, for someone to decide you cannot work because you are not vaccinated, we did operate without the vaccine. I am not saying you shouldn't take it, but I am saying understand and give people choice. We need time. Exactly.
And Janet Jones says, people died from this vaccine. Say it ain't so. Exactly. So as we say in my country, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, more or less. We just need to protect ourselves anywhere we go. Vaccines are not mandatory. Let me repeat that again. Vaccines are not mandatory, but it would behoove you to ensure that you are thoroughly informed about the vaccine, what it's made up of, how it interacts with your DNA, ask as many questions as you would like to and think about it. We have one person that says, no need to get crazy with it. Thank you, Mim.
Yes.
Masterclass. Yes. All right. If you have questions, don't be afraid to email us at info@umeradio.com. And we have entrepreneursallowed.com. And that's it for this week's Travel Boss. All right, Jesse. So as we All right. And in closing out our segment today, we want to have a conversation of, Janet Jones says, I'm just passionate. I didn't see that, Janet. We hear you loud and clear, Janet. Loud and clear. All right. So we're going to have a conversation quickly about weddings. It's summer. It's the time of weddings. Listen, if you are planning to get married, we know that C19 has done a number on weddings. And so, we're out of time. But catch us next week and we'll have more conversation about simply weddings. In the back end, we're getting, I have a minute. We want you to visit familyalltheway.com/weddings. We want to tell you more about weddings, how you can book a wedding. You don't have to have a live wedding. Let me slow down. You can also have a virtual wedding. And of course, Family All the Way has ensured that we have collaborated with many persons in expertise areas that can help you to have the destination wedding of your dreams. Does it have to be in the US? No. Can it be in Africa? Yes. Can it be in the Caribbean? Yes. Can it be on a cruise line? Yes. And so you want to check us out and also connect with us. Ask us many questions and we are more than willing to give you tips and tricks to make sure that you have budget-friendly ideas in times like these to carry out a wedding that absolutely suits your budget. And I think our 60 seconds is up, Jesse.
Yes. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. We trust that you were inspired, motivated, and educated. I know I certainly was. And to all our guests, our support team, thank you so much for making today's show what it was. Join us each week right here on Weekends with Marsha J and Jesse.
Yes, take care.
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend? Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready. To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we. News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe. We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL. And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J, or you can just check out marshajnow.com. Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse, amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and